Before we start, let's just acknowledge that there's no such thing as a $600 pair of shoes. Welcome to Legion of Weirdos, where you get party conversation education. I'm Christopher, bringing you better topics of conversation for your social situation. Marfa, Texas is a town founded in 1883, mainly as a water stop for the locomotives of the Galveston, Harrisburg, and San Antonio Railway. The name supposedly came from a railroad executive whose wife was reading Dostoevsky at the time. In the early 1900s, a military base was built there, and the town's population peaked at about 5,000 in the mid-40s when that base closed. Today, the population is about 1,900. Historically, Marfa has been famous for the Marfa Lights, a mysterious group of lights off in the horizon, which have since been proven to just be the reflections of car lights. And now it's famous for the Marfa Prada store, which isn't in Marfa at all. If you leave Marfa westbound on 90 and drive through the towns of Ryan, Quebec, and Valentine, just past the Desert RV Park on the left, you will find the Prada Marfa. The tiny store is stocked with Prada merchandise provided by Muccia Prada herself. Mucus? I don't know her name. But you can't buy the stuff because the front door is locked. The store is an art installation created by Michael Elmgreen and Ingar Dragset. Lately, Marfa's main claim to fame has been their growing art scene, which is a blessing and a curse because it's keeping Marfa from becoming a ghost town, but meanwhile, it's making the property values go up, which makes people's taxes go up. Longtime residents are finding they're paying 3 to 4 times the taxes they had just in the recent past. When the Prada Marfa first opened, it was burglarized and the purses and shoes were stolen. They've been replaced, but now the purses don't have a bottom and they're part of the security system, and the shoes are all bolted down. At one point, the powers that be in Texas government wanted the store removed because they considered it a billboard, even though the artists had not been commissioned by Prada. And besides, why would they advertise there? It's since been given the status of an art museum with just one exhibit, and that's how it's been allowed to stay. In 2014, Joseph Magnano, a self-described artist, painted part of the building blue and covered it in banners for Tom's shoes, along with a wordy manifesto indicating his intention was to comment on commercialism and economic inequality, which is what Tom's Marfa already was when it was Prada Marfa. Magnano was arrested and eventually worked out a plea deal that ended up costing him about $11,500. He paints cows now. My opinion, vandalism isn't art. Maybe Prada's out of your budget. Maybe you're more of a Target person. Target Marathon is located halfway between Marathon, Texas and Alpine, Texas. I think their shoe department's a little empty though. The installation was put in place by an anonymous artist in 2016. It was originally a railroad structure. I guess it still technically belongs to the railroad, so who knows how long it'll be there. If you want to see it, you'd better get moving before it's gone. It's pinned on Google Maps, link in the description, but Street View is no good because the last time a Google car drove by the place was in 2013. The closest actual Target to Marathon is in Odessa. If you're on a road trip and you want to see both Prada Marfa and Target Marathon, they're about an hour's drive apart from each other, the first stop being the Prada store, which is about a 2-hour drive from Juarez. El Paso. Hey, look at these guys! Fatal83, Gma Lolly, Daniel from Ebon Tower Gaming, Molly Smith, Alex from Needs More Sub, Patty Broussard, and Gary. Those are our Patreon supporters. Stop over by their page, check them out, say thanks, and thanks to you for watching, and until next time, stay weird and stay out of the comfort zones.